But do you still speak to the
Yeah,
guitarists?
yeah. Actually, I was just home in California and just, you know, was hanging out with some of them.
But what does he do now? You mean the guy who wrote the catchy tunes?
He's actually one of the other bass player writes catchier songs than ever. He writes amazing songs. He's in a band called Spiral States. He's just working on a record, but he's really good. And then the other guy, the main songwriter on the Yamas, he's like I think he's going for his doctorate in history. He's going to Davis, and they say he's like one of the best students they've ever seen. I mean, he's a really brilliant guy, so, you know.
He can do anything.
Yeah, he can do anything.
Okay.
So.
But is it for you? You learned how to front a band and stuff like that. I was wondering, maybe we can look back now a little bit on each album of chkchkchk and see for you how, what sort of phase the band was in and what your feelings are about that time. Okay, is it for you because you formed the band in 1996, I think?
Yeah.
And if you have to compare it to, now, 10 years later, was it any good?
Yeah, I think we were good. I mean, definitely. I mean, people liked us right from the start. You know, there was something that we were doing that was good. I still think our first 7-inch sounds very raw and dirty, but I think we were definitely headed the right direction. I think it stands with some of the, you know, best post-punk 7-inches. I think we were raw, but we definitely had a thing, you know? I mean, how bad is... I don't know, take any band in their first recordings. I think it's any good band. It was, early stuff was, I'm still proud of it, you know. I'm definitely not ashamed of, I think there's only one thing that I'm ashamed of. But in general, I stand behind everything, you know.
Is it for you, I was wondering if I could ask, what were you ashamed of?
I kind of opened myself up for that one, huh? You know, we just put out one song on the Trouble Man comp. I forget what it's even called, and it's just total shit. It just sounds like ass. It sounds horrible. It was a good song too, but we recorded it to like a 2-track, and it's a bad version. So it sounds horrible.
So that's for you. Then the first period for you, if you have to describe it, you're saying, it's raw.
Yeah. It's what? How do I describe it?
Yeah.
I think I think you can see very clearly what we're trying to do, or what we built the foundation on. The foundation was like, let's cross like James Brown, Chic, and Sonic Youth, you know, and Stooges. Like you can see, I think it shows a little more, like, you know, it's a little more clear exactly what we're trying to do, and over the years you can see us kind of like grow into our own and find our own sound throughout that, you know. So I think that's what the first 7-inch sounds like.
And what is for you when did you find your own sound? Do you still, can recall what it was, what song it was when you think, hey, now.
I mean, it was, you know, I think that pretty much any record that I've ever worked on, at the time you think you're working on your best song, you know, and you should be. I think that's how you're continually moving forward, you know. You're always my favorite song is our newest one, essentially, you know. So I mean, I'd walk you through, we'd be walking every step of the way, you know. I do remember, I will say one thing, I do remember when on our first record, at the end of a song called There's No Fucking Rules, Dude. It was like, you know, it was a record where we bought a computer to mix it, you know, and Justin was going to mix it, and you know, it was like a big fight to get him, look, we need to take this step, we need to get a computer, and we need to do this way. And I remember he played us a mix of the song, and he's like, okay, here it goes, and he played it, and then when he got to like the end of it, and he all of a sudden had added in this thing where he'd taken the beat, totally fucked up the guitars, and like kind of like dubbed one of the vocals, and it was just it's a very like Timbaland type rhythm, but it was like, this was like, what was it, 99? Was it 99? I forget when that record came out, either 90.
The first one came out in 2000.
2000, yeah. So it was 2000, so it was like right then. It was before any other white people were trying to sound like Timbaland. And when we did it, and we always had the idea that like we needed to do that, the post-punk groups that we like made the tried to do the black music they did of their day, and they made some new sound. And we knew that if we made the black music of our day, we would make something different. Anyways, he played this for us, didn't tell us that he had done this, and when it came on, it was just like, what the, we were blown away. And I remember I hugged him afterwards. It was like, you fucking did it, man. You like broke through. This is like, and I think that song still sounds incredible. The verses are a little weak. I think the chorus is really good, and that part is really good.
Okay.